Now at 6, we're learning more about a lawsuit involving Bladen County and its largest town.
Yeah, we told you yesterday about the county suing the town of Elizabethtown for allegedly misusing $100,000. WECT's Connor Smith spoke with the county's attorneys about that lawsuit. Connor, they say they had no choice but to go to court.
That's right, Fran. They say this all stems from $100,000 that Bladen County gave Elizabethtown 2 years ago for a major project. The county says that money was misused, and tonight they want it back.
The original project was supposed to be a 33-acre live, work, play development here.
It's been 2 years in the making. Bladen County and Elizabethtown feuding over the future of the town's industrial park. Now the county is suing its biggest town for allegedly misappropriating $100,000.
Really, there was no other way to get the money returned to the county other than filing the lawsuit, unfortunately.
The suit comes back to this 2023 letter from the town asking for funding for their Live, Work, Play project. Designed to boost the economy, Bladen leaders like Economic Development Head Chuck Eustace say Live, Work, Play was supposed to include various commercial development and a new airplane manufacturing plant.
We were looking at a potential hotel, we were looking at a new distillery, we were looking at more health care.
And most importantly to the county and its attorneys, 60 homes you could buy.
We are in desperate need of home ownership here in Bladen County.
But within weeks of that letter, the county says the town changed its tune. No commercial buildings and hundreds of homes for rent, not for sale. The county feels the town broke its promise, a claim the town denies.
The county finds that to be unacceptable.
Now the project is stuck in a standoff. The airplane manufacturing plant and this daycare facility are supposed to open later this year. But there's only dirt, grass, and trees where the homes are supposed to be. And even if the $100,000 is returned, the county says the project could be at the point of no return. And a town attorney says Elizabethtown leaders can't comment on active litigation. A press release from last month says they've acted legally and ethically. Fran?
Connor, we understand this lawsuit isn't the only one the town is facing tonight.
Yeah, that's right. A Bladen economic development nonprofit has also sued the town for not fulfilling public records requests tied to this project. We have both of those lawsuits in full inside this story on our website.
All right, Connor, thanks for that report.